So housing has become so unaffordable that over 75% of homes on the market are too expensive for middle income buyers. And so we're starting to see that a majority of the homes on the market are just simply unattainable or unaffordable for the average American. In fact, the National Association of Realtors Housing Affordability Index shows us that pretty much prices are at the most expensive level that they have been since the last 3 years. But it's important to remember that housing and real estate is extremely local, and your local market may be completely different from my local market. For example, if we take a look at the data from NAR, we see that houses in the West tend to be much more unaffordable in comparison to houses in the Midwest. However, nationally, overall, it is simply just very unaffordable. Now, this makes sense considering that historical 30-year mortgage rates are at the highest level since the year of 2000. However, although high rates are a concern, the main issue really isn't just the rates, it's the actual prices of these houses. And see, the thing is, just like stocks have to live up to their valuations and obviously retrace back to the fundamentals and make sure that the price of a stock is equivalent to what the financial ratios are saying, well, the thing is, it's the same exact concept when it comes to housing and real estate, especially when you look at the price to income ratio. And according to Bloomberg, the house to price income ratio is out of whack, meaning that real estate is completely deviating from its fundamentals, leading to the idea or the real concept that housing right now is just simply overpriced. Now, I personally watched a YouTuber called Orlando Miner, who is not only a real estate investor, but he's also a real estate lender for commercial and investment properties. And funny enough, 9 months ago, he made a video that pretty much still holds true today. And that video was simply about a woman who ended up buying a house and completely regretted the decision because she had to work multiple jobs just to make the payments. Now, something that Orlando Miner highlighted in that video was simply that that woman ended up overpaying, overbidding for the property, but then on top of that, the property had more issues that didn't really go through inspection, which made it a disaster for this lady who ended up buying the house. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this story is because we're currently at a pivotal moment where we're seeing housing is completely unaffordable, yet at the same time, we're seeing a lot of realtors. Now, I do want to clarify, I am also a realtor in the state of Florida as well, but a lot of other realtors are pressuring people to still buy these houses that are overpriced. In fact, in that story for that lady, she was pressured by her agent to overpay for the house, calling it an investment. Now, this is honestly something that's very concerning because at the end of the day, you don't want to buy a house that you can't afford. But with that said, I want to go ahead and pan over to Orlando and let him say a few words on what his view is with this current overpriced market.
I just wanted to add in my 2 cents. And here's the thing. We all know that the housing market is unaffordable right now. But what do you do in situations like this? Well, you have to sit on the sideline and not sit on the sideline, with twiddling your thumbs and not doing anything and hoping that a deal will pop up in your lap. You have to sit on the sidelines with a purpose. And with that purpose, you need to make sure that your credit is together. You need to make sure that your down payment, you need to make sure you have emergency savings account. You need to make sure that you're in the position that when a deal does come in front of you, that you're able to make that decision and pull that trigger really fast, because it's going to be very, very hard in the future coming up, dealing with a lot of competition in this housing market. And as interest rates go up, guys, the demand is going to go down. So as we know, sit on the sidelines with a purpose and don't overpay, guys.
So there you had it. We just had Orlando Miner, who's a real estate lender, a real estate investor. He's been doing this for a decade, break down his views on the overall market, but don't just take his words for it or my words for it. You have to go ahead and parse through the data. And right now, the data is showing us that month over month and year over year, home sales are declining. And so those numbers right there independently tell the full story, because why would home sales month over month or year over year be declining? Well, obviously, less homes are being sold. Well, why are less homes being sold? Well, that's obviously because, the macroeconomic conditions along with, just the fundamentals of real estate is just looking pretty bad. People can't afford homes. And so what this means is that homes are going to end up being on the market a little bit longer than what they they've had in the past, and that's going to contribute to, you know, home sellers having to capitulate and bring down their prices. Now, am I necessarily saying that a, you know, absolute crash is coming? No, I'm not trying to, you know, draw any comparisons to the '08 crash or anything like that, but it's very likely that we're going to be seeing prices come down. And it's not, you know, just foreign to see this. I mean, the market, you know, when it comes to stocks or even real estate, is cyclical, and so it wouldn't make sense, it wouldn't be sustainable for home prices to continue going up without seeing any impact, especially when we see that rates are really high, making lending a little bit more tighter. And so what I'm trying to get at here is that you shouldn't overpay for these extended prices, and if you have the ability to really hold off from this hot market, then by all means, please do so. But of course, everyone's situation is going to be different and unique, and you always have to do what's best for yourself and your family. So if it's absolutely necessary to buy a house, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But if you could hold off, especially because we're seeing that rents are contracting, and you could do maybe a 6-month lease or a 12-month lease and really hold off to really gonna be on the sidelines purposely for this housing market, then, you know, obviously take advantage of that opportunity and don't risk yourself not being able to afford a home, or, you know, maybe being able to afford the home but then ending up being underwater. So hopefully this video provided some utility for you guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and also leave a comment in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the overall housing market? And also, I do recommend for you guys to check out Orlando's channel as well, as he pretty much goes over the housing market in depth in each video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next video right over here. Take care, guys.